Good Friday afternoon, everyone. I hope this day finds you doing well. Before you come in the chat, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video after the fact, and even leave a comment for me. So, tonight, I know there's a lot of auctions going on, and I've got some really fantastic items that one of them I finally did find, and it's a fantastic set of Princess House. So that will be going up. We have some Fenton. We have a couple pieces of Fenton tonight, and there's a lot of good stuff going up. So, of course, you know I do deal in vintage glassware. All of it is basically vintage, and there's Ginger. Welcome in, sweetie. Good to see you. So, are you doing okay, Ginger? Are you expecting some snow, sweetheart? We're out at least 15 inches. It's raining, Ginger. Yeah, we're expecting some really wild snow coming in starting tomorrow at about 2 p.m. So, but it's good to see you, sweetheart. There are a lot of auctions going on right now. So, I expect that, people will be coming in and out of the auction. So I did find that other box of goodies that the dog won't go out. Oh my goodness, that sounds like my Chihuahua Ginger. She has an aversion to getting her feet wet, and she don't want to go out neither. So, but yeah, it's supposed to get really, really cold here after this snow event. And there's Lenore. Welcome in, sweetie. So it's good to see you, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I said I found my Princess House dishware, and I was looking through some of the prices on some of this stuff. I've got 3 dinner plates, and I think I saw it listed for $125 for one plate. And evidently, I don't know how many this lady had, but there was at the time, excuse me, at the time I checked, someone had it in their cart. So evidently, it must be a real hot commodity. And I just happen to have a total of 16 pieces of this beautiful dishware. It's called Princess House Fantasia. So when I checked the price of the plates, I was like, oh my gosh, evidently it's selling because the lady only had one left, but I'm not going to sell it for that. I probably will sell it as a set and do it like that. It's really beautiful. It's like a floral theme type thing. And that is going as well. Let me turn this down here. My jewelry tonight, Minnie purchased this for me, and it has matching earrings. A beautiful, beautiful set. So I decided to wear it. So you know how I roll. If it's got to be a little blingy. So, like I said, we have some Fenton. I hope I'll be putting up that hat that I made a short on. I think a couple people want it, but I'm going to go ahead and offer it tonight, and hopefully those people are here. But yeah, we are expecting some snow, which will really affect. See, we're supposed to like up to 15 inches. So, it's going to affect the drop-off time of the packages because, I don't know how fast the county works, but usually my husband helps me with that. But if there's a delay, you'll know why. And all the stuff will go through the post office, which is 2 blocks from the house. But there will be a delay because I don't know how fast the county works because we are expecting a lot of snow. So I was kind of iffy on having this because, I said, well, when these people pay for this stuff, I said, normally I get it right out the door, and it's going to take a little bit extra time. And, so. And there's Mama Chola. Welcome in, sweetie. Good to see you. And I think this storm is going to affect a very large part of the United States. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully they were wrong, but you never know. You have to prepare, expect the best, but for the worst. So that's basically what I am doing. So, and it's good to see you guys. And thank you so much for coming in. And do not forget that thumbs up, please. And thank you. I appreciate it. If you would do that for me. And it's good to see you guys. We'll give it a few minutes. I know that there are a lot of options going on right now, guys. And, it's just the way it is. Thank you, Mama Chola. I appreciate that. So we'll give it just a few more minutes. And how's everyone's weather so far? Are you going to get snow? Or I know you live in the warmer regions, so I know you're not going to get snow, but it's forecasted the biggest part of the United States. So I think over in Kentucky, which is 30 miles from me, they're expecting freezing rain, sleet, and snow. So they already declared a state of emergency over there. And I was worried because Kentucky's like 30 miles from here. Last week it was 41 here every day. Mother Nature, she's really spectacular weather, but as we all know that, that's over with. So if we can get through January and February, we'll probably be okay. But we just have to ride that storm out, right? So anyway, but, we have a 240-foot driveway, so that should be interesting. So my car's in the back in the garage out there. So my husband, he's got a big truck. So, and I think that, telling people not to get out, but to me, you should not be out in a situation like that unless you are the police, the emergency services. But somebody's going to get out there, be out there. Do you not prepare for snowstorm any different than I prepare? Yeah, because the lights could go out and crochet besides hats. I'm glad you asked that, Ginger, because I do crochet. I do doilies. I've got 4 crocheted baskets that I need to sugar starch and get those fixed. And what I do is I run ribbon through the handle and put a floral arrangement in. I'll put ribbon on there, and I think the ribbon can go around. I mean, I use the old form of starching, and I do it with sugar because, for one thing, I've never found the starch that I was happy with for days. Oh my goodness. So I use the sugar starch method, and that's sugar and water cooked. You put it on the stove and you let it boil, and then you let it cool, and then you take your crocheted piece, and I've got big boards and things covered with things like plastic wrap, and you shape your basket over one. I use like this this cup from a restaurant, and then as that forms, you turn it over, and I take a big pot and shape the rest over that and set it and let the pot be on the bottom, and then the part of the basket on top, and that's what shapes it. So yeah, I do. I remember I made a huge. This thing was big. It was like a table cover, and it took. I think I worked on it during COVID, and I donated it for a good cause and sold, and so I was glad to be able to donate that. However, it is a lot of time, but it was nice. And so I went ahead and donated that toward it was for someone's child or something, and it was auctioned. So it was nice. So yeah, I do doilies, and I'm liable to try anything with it. I've never learned how to knit. I had no interest in it, but I do crochet. But I'm gonna have to get busy. I've already got 4 baskets crocheted up. All I got to do is do the sugar starch and get them to where they're really pretty. You just don't want to put anything that's been sugar starched in a steamy room, or anything that has a mist, because it will affect it. It'll go, since it's sugar, so you always want to keep it out of your bathroom. Yes, Ginger. I've been swearing I was going to do this for 2 years, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to get busy. But they are beautiful. It's all I got to do is starch them and then put flowers in there, and they're really pretty, and they will be for sale. I've got the base and everything crocheted in the handle, and they're ready for starching. I just haven't done it yet. So, like I said, I could never find a good starching solution that I like to get the results that I get with sugar starching, because boy, it makes it real. Once you put something in the shape, it will not leave that. Oh my gosh, you're right, Mama Chola. It would be good for Easter and stuff like that. I mean, it's something that I need going on. I still have the pattern and stuff. So if they take off, those take less time than what the hats do. So yeah, Easter, those would be really beautiful. So yeah, that's true. I need to get cracking here. I when my mother-in-law passed away, I got all her crochet stuff, all her thread, all her yarn, all her crochet hooks, all her patterns and stuff like that. I told my brother-in-law, he was the executor, I said, no, I want everything. Thank you for the hearts associated with crochet. I want all of it. I'm not I'm a firm believer, if you don't ask, you don't get, right? And I didn't want that taken off somewhere. So I ended up with it, which I was happy to get it, because I've got had a lot of yarn and a lot of the crochet thread. That's true. I better get busy. And like I said, those are a lot faster than anything else. So we're going to go ahead and start. I do realize there are a lot of auctions out there. So we will probably have people in and out. I know Tanya and Dave are still going. I think they've been going since about noon, and I didn't know they were on until I just happened to look. So let's get started. Let's see, there's so many choices. I don't even know where to start. Okay. We have a jewelry box, which is Gottinger. This is really old. The inside of it needs to be cleaned, but I can clean it. And there's the inside. It is vintage Gottinger. and most of those are silver plated. I'll give you a measurement on it. Let me grab. I tell you, I got to lay them everywhere, and this is just a beautiful piece. And I've had it for a while. And there's Sandra. Good morning, sweetie. And we're going to start it at 12. To say that's a deal as heavy as this is an understatement. And welcome in, Sandra. I really appreciate it. We're going to start it at 12. Whoops. Man, I'd make a horrible typist. So we're going to start this beautiful. This is Gottinger. And right there, you know, it is silver plated. It is beautiful. I'll give you a measurement on it. It's quite heavy. And that's a great deal for such a vintage jewelry box. So it's 9 inches across. Thank you, Lenore, for doing that. And 3.5 inches wide. And it's just beautiful and it's heavy. You can tell that it's a really nice piece. Here's your bottom, and then there's that, and it's just a really nice size. If you like things that are older, this would be the trip. It needs to be cleaned out, but it's in relatively good shape. Excuse the inside of it. I believe this is probably from the 60s. It's a beautiful silver plated, and I'm glad my finger wasn't in the way. But isn't that pretty? I've had that downstairs for a long time. It's time to let it go. And see, you have that really pretty dark in the background, and then the design is raised. Here's the end of it here. Isn't that pretty? It's got weight to it, and it is a Gottinger piece. You know, I've had a few Gottinger pieces in my day, and I would say this is from the 60s, probably. And it's very pretty. It doesn't hold a lot, but the inside of it is fairly good. Okay, Mama Chola. This is what it looks like on top. You've got that deeper, darker color in the background, and then the design is raised. And it does have good weight to it. And I'll hold it there for a second. And that's what it looks like. I've got a J. King glove box somewhere, and it's pink. Well, I guess you could. I mean, but it's in really good shape for his age, though. We have that nice burgundy. Usually these are really ragged out. You do have a little mirror right there. And it's heavy. So it's a good one. There's that right there. And I had that. Yeah, I've got a J. King glove, a box that holds gloves somewhere up here. It was pink. So we'll pass on that. But some of these items we'll return to because they're really good and there'll be other people coming in and out. So I'll just place this right up here where I can see it, and we'll pass on that one, no problem. Oh, you want to see the inside? Oh, yeah, it does have an inside. It does. It's very minimal space, and it does need to be cleaned, but I would clean that myself. But it's really a heavy piece. I'll set that right up here for now. Let's move on to the next thing. This here, which this is a Fenton piece, and it is a bell. And that's what it looks like. It's a blue iridescent bell, and it is by Fenton. We'll pass on that last thing. And it is definitely Fenton. I'm sure the sticker that was on this is long since gone. I did kind of Google it and look around. It is Fenton. It is a beautiful bell. Tone that down a little bit. It is a beautiful bell. It is vintage, probably from the 1960s. And anyone that collects Fenton, I'm going to start this at 15 because it's worth every penny of it. Probably more, but that's what I'm going to start it at. Here we have the beautiful blue Fenton iridescence. You can see the iridescence in that, and that is absolutely Fenton. And why did that pop up? Yeah, many purchased that for me, Mama Chola. Thank you. It's a beautiful, and the earrings are pierced, and I like that because if you're, and we'll start this Fenton Bell at 15. It is magnificent. Everyone knows the history of Fenton, and there you are. It does have an iridescence to it, and I'll give you a measurement on it. And that's a good price for Fenton, and I do have another piece of Fenton as well. So this is approximately 6 inches tall. It is Fenton. It's probably from the, probably I would say 60s or 70s, and it is beautiful. If you collect bells, this is a beautiful one, and it is vintage. There's your little thing on the inside right there, and here's what it sounds like. But you know, I thought this may have been Ellie Smith, but it's not. Right, that's okay, Mama Chola. I'm just glad you guys are here, so I may represent these later on, because you know, I know there's a ton of auctions going on, and that is not a problem. Okay, here we have a vintage purse. I think this may be from 50s or 60s. It does have a chain that goes with it. Some people have a collection. I don't. I know some people like to collect certain kinds of Fenton. And here's you have a very long crossbody chain. Here it has texturing to it. Here is the top of it. It is older, and here is the inside, which is, it's not, you know, one of the things like that's branded, but it is vintage. And I had it open. I guess I wasn't holding my mouth right on this. And it is a beautiful, if you like vintage purses, there is the inside of it. It is not branded. And I'm going to start this at $10. It's vintage, and that's a great deal. And let me put this in here. $10 for a vintage purse. You'll never see it again, I guarantee you. And it's in mint condition. Do have some texturing in that, and that is not cloth. That is some kind of I can't think of what that material is. And on top, there is a beautiful little latch. You pull it back, and that is textured. And here's your crossbody. A lot of times with these, the little chain handle is normally missing, but here it is. It's not, like I said, this is not fabric. It's some kind of a harder type substance. It's in really good condition. You won't see this anywhere. And if you collect vintage purses, then this, I would say this is from the 50s or the 60s. And I'm not for sure, and it's not cloth. It's in real good shape. And a lot of times, you know how purses get destroyed over time, or they just, you know, if they're not that good a quality, they will wear out. Let me see, Mama Chola. It depends upon, boy, wouldn't that be a novel little doodad to put a cell phone in? Let me open it up. Oh my gosh. I had it open just a minute ago. And look, if your phone is kind of, for God's sake, no, you wouldn't have a chance of anybody getting it open to take it. There we go. This is how big it is. It's the width of that, and there's your length. It's like a velvet. if your cell phone is, let me give you a measurement and that'll tell us a lot. Excuse me. And thank you guys for being here. I'll give you a measurement on it. So it's coming across at about 6.75 inches long. And the width on this is almost 3 inches. So unless your phone is rather streamlined, look at it, this width right here is a little over 3 inches. So I know a lot of your cell phones are larger, and it would be a neat cell phone case if it was big enough, right? It's in pretty good condition too. There's your sides right there. It's not marked anything. Most things are made in China, like most things are. And then you just click. I don't know of any phone that is so narrow across. But there she is right there. Nice little vintage purse. Let me set this up here and we'll move on to the next. Let's see what else we have. Okay, staying in the theme of jewelry boxes, and this is from the 60s. Very rarely do you find, it's a small one and it's fashioned by Farrington, and it's in its original box, and I'll show it to you. Evidently, this is dyed probably. But look at the shape that this thing's in. Magnificent shape. And then, not only do you have that, you have the original paperwork that comes with it. Mine's an Android too, Mama Chola. And it's in excellent condition. Look at the condition that's in. And you also get the original paperwork that came with it that tells you about it. I really never looked at this. Let's see what we have. This doesn't happen. Let's see. Hey, Jen, welcome in, sweetie. But it is Farrington, the original paperwork. Your cell phone is almost 9 inches. Hello, Marge. I'm a clone. I'm a clone of your sister, but it has the original paperwork. And we're going to start this at 15 for two. Number one, it's in its original box. It has its paperwork with it. You get all of it. And we're going to start this at 15. It's in really good shape. There's your box, the original box, by the way, fashioned by Farrington. And we're going to start this one at 15 because you just don't get that amount of information with anything. Okay, we'll start it at 15. It's a very nice little jewelry box, original pack, original box, directions. It's in really good shape, and here is the inside of it. It's a really pretty green with some floral right in there. Mostly, I would say you could probably put some rings in that, but I can't imagine something looking this good with the original box and the paperwork. I had one time. It was bigger than this. And right here, fashioned by Farrington General Textile, which means that this is dyed, basically. There's not anything wrong with it, no damage to it at all. It's a beautiful, beautiful, if you have a certain special something, and it does come right in the box with the paperwork. And it's really, it's nice. It's for its age. That's a good deal, and it is a Farrington. So there's that. Fashion by Farrington. Here's the bottom of the box right there. So we will pass on that one. And a lot of this stuff will be revisited later on in the show. So next, does anyone like red Fenton? Because we do have a piece of red Fenton, and there's Bruce. Welcome. And this one, guys, is from the 60s because you do not see that right there in that Fenton mark. You don't see it. And it's got a little handle thing. It's in wonderful vintage condition. Thank you, Bruce. That's the one that let's get some light on the subject. That is way bright, guys. Let me tone that down. I know, Jen. I'm dreading it. Let me turn that off. We're going to get at least 15 inches. Fun. But yeah, Bruce, this is one of your. Minnie got me this I think it might have been over a month ago. So it's a bedazzler. So we have a piece of Fenton. Everyone knows the history of Fenton. This one you can tell that it's an older one because you don't see this. You do not see that sticker, that Fenton mark. And there's Shell Bell. Welcome in. And I'm starting this at 20. And is that a deal? You're darn right it is. So we're going to start this at $20. And if you collect Fenton or know anyone that does, you'll know this is a great deal. You don't see Fenton pieces this large for $20. And it is red, and it is like the hobnail. Is your sticker right here. Once I get it going the right direction. And I believe this pattern is from the 60s. And there you have that Fenton sticker as well as the mark. You don't see this mark like this. This is really a special piece. And Shell Bell said, I'm in for 20. I don't blame you, Shell Bell. So if I know why Shell Bell's in, because she's got a collection of what was that? That Cape Cod Avon. So I see Shell Bell in at 20, and that's a deal. This won't happen in other. So there's your Fenton sticker. There's the Fenton logo right on the bottom. And I see Shell Bell in at $20. The best 20 you'll ever spend, by the way. For Shell Bell, so you'll know. It's coming in at about almost 6.5 inches across. It is approximately 2.5 inches deep. It's in excellent condition. I keep spinning. So it looks like we are sold to Shell Bell for $20. Wait a minute, going once, going twice, third and all. And thank you for the hearts. I see no other bids. We are sold. It's a little bit, I don't know if it has to do with the weather or what it is, but I am plugged in directly to the modem. And we are going to sell this to Shell Bell. Congratulations, sold to Shell Bell. All right. And we are sold, and congratulations, sweetie. That's a good deal. It could be, Bruce. I don't know if it's the. Let's push that light up a little bit. You know, I think it's the weather. It's damp, and I am directly plugged into the modem. And you're welcome, Shell Bell. So that is yours, and there's Ellie. Welcome in, sweetie. I don't know. It looks a little light in here. You know, like it could be the weather, guys. Congratulations, Shell Bell. That's an old one, but it's a good one. Congrats, congrats. I hope we do not lose power. I hope we can have our sale on Monday night. I hope so too, Bruce. It's kind of iffy at this point. You know, we got the generator all gassed up and ready to go in case we lose power. So we are switching gears. This beauty right here, which is Fostoria. It is a beautiful Fostoria. Let me give you the specs on it. I know y'all seen that. It is a gorgeous Fostoria. We already got notice from Spectrum about power outages. We've got a pellet stove downstairs that we use that burns those little sawdust pellets. So we're ready in the event that something goes out. But and it's supposed to be so cold is what I hate, guys. It's really going to be cold. Now where's that? I mean, like 5 below. Oh my goodness. So hopefully, we can't really complain because we had some really good weather, until Mother Nature turned on us. Oh my goodness, Bruce. Ooh. So what this is a Fostoria coin. Those are little coins, and they're kind of have a busted appearance. This is an amazing piece right here. You can see the little eagle type things. And it's a Fostoria coin glass wedding bowl or covered candy dish. And its manufacturer is a Fostoria Glass Company. And this was manufactured from 1958 to 1951. Please, Dennis and I are going to an outdoor flea market tomorrow to meet someone to purchase jewelry. Are we crazy? Well, Bruce, I heard that we're not getting our snow until about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. You might dodge a bullet, but then again, you might not. And you might get stuck. I hope you don't. So this is magnificent. You don't see these, and I'm going to have to start it as such. And I was looking through here and saw many different prices on this. Dennis will sit in the car and I'll be outside. Dennis said, I ain't going in there. And this is a fabulous piece. There are no chips or cracks on this thing. And I'm going to start this at, here's your lid. There is a lip right there that holds that. And I'm going to start this at, it has to be started at 15. Hey, Nana, welcome in, sweetie. This is Fostoria. So we're going to start this at 15, and Shell not letting you get that in there, but we'll put it in just for giggles. So Shelbell is in at 15, and I know a lot of the ladies were looking at this. I'll give you a measurement. It says that be a lot of people kicking themselves because I know a lot of people were interested in this piece. Shelbell said, man, I hit the proverbial jackpot. So let's see here. It says the pattern, coin pattern. It gets, and measurement on how tall it is. Shell Bell's in at 15. And I don't see any other bids. It's about 9 inches tall. It's a really pretty, and the depth of this is about two and a quarter inches. Yeah, oh my God, this is beautiful. Just be careful. So I see Shell Bell in at that $15 bid. So we're going to call this down, guys. We're not playing around. And for all those who really wanted this and seen it, me doing it live, and they're not here, sorry. So we're going to go once, and thank you for dropping those links. Going once to Shell Bell. Look at that. Going twice. Final and last call. And we are sold to Shell Bell. Congratulations. Congratulations. What a deal. A nice vintage piece of Fostoria. And thank you and congrats. Shell Bell's getting all them goodies tonight. 15. That's a great deal. That is a Fostoria piece. And we will place it ever so gently over here. Okay, guys, this, you want to talk about upper crust, and thank you guys for being here. Don't forget that thumbs up, please, and thank you. And look at this. Is that beautiful or what? Let me kind of come over here and so we can get the full effect. Look at that. This is a heavy piece. It is lead crystal. And there's Jessica. Well, and sweetheart. And thank you guys for being here. This is heavy and it is a decanter. And I'll tell you a little bit about it, guys. It is, look at that. Look at that. Talk about fabulous. So this is vintage decanter. It's heavier than heck. Thank you, Lenore. It is a beauty, and I'll give you a little bit of information about it. So this, I felt like this was a real beauty because it had so much detail. New picture. And here's the top of it. I think it just could has a lot to do with our weather. There's a lot of instability in the atmosphere, and that's probably why it's showing like that. Because I am plugged directly into the modem, and it probably here, if you get one raindrop on the wires out there, it very unreliable spectrum is. And did they call us and let us know about possible outages? Why, no. That would be too smart. I have, oh, you have a new picture. Yeah, I see that. Hey, Deborah, welcome in. That looks nice. Wow. Good to see you, Deborah, and welcome in. It's always good to see you. And don't forget that thumbs up, please, and thank you. And look at, here's what I'm going to tell you all about this beautiful lead crystal. I'm going to talk about gorgeous. And it's heavy. And if you hit somebody with it, you probably kill them because it's that heavy. I don't think anybody'd want to use this as a weapon. It's too pretty. So let's go through here and find this. All right, let's keep going. Keep going. My goodness. There's that bell. Okay, now we found it, guys. This is beautiful, the most beautiful decanter except for will be available. So I'll tell you a little bit about it. And this one was a little more expensive. So I have to, hey, Nicole, welcome in. I think Nicole is new. Everyone, welcome, Nicole. It's good to see you. This is Bohemian Crystal, and it is lead crystal, and they sell for high dollar. Just saying. So what I'm going to have to do on this, guys, because of what it is, it's Bohemian lead crystal. And as I look through the prices here, they're all over the board. Let me see what I paid for this. Let's see. Medium. Okay. This is beautiful. This is a decanter or whatever you want to put in it. And I'll give you a measurement real quick. Yes, and please hit that thumbs up. I know there are tons of auctions going on right now, guys, and thank you for being here. From the top of this to the bottom, it is 9 inches tall. It is Bohemian Crystal. And I got to refer back. We're going to start this at 22 because it's worth every penny of it and more. Okay, start bid. We're going to start this at 22. It is beautiful. It is heavy. It's Bohemian Crystal. It's lead crystal. I believe it's 24% lead crystal, and that's a deal. Because my grandson are making their bars, I'm trying to build up. Deborah said 22. I have to tell her 20. That is 1 9. Yes, it is. This is gorgeous. So I see Deborah in at 22 because I think she knows what she's looking. And like I said, this is glass. There is no rubber type thing on this. It is glass. Okay, Jen, bon appetit. So I see Deborah in at, and this thing is magnificent. Now I will tell you there is weight to this. It is absolutely gorgeous. What would we give for a whole ensemble of that, baby? So I see Deborah in at 22, and I'm going to walk away with that if I don't see a $24 bid. What a deal that is. So we'll give it just a few minutes for the lag. I know there is one. I bet so. So we're going to start calling this to Deborah for her $22 bid. Going twice to Deborah for her $22 bid. And it looks like somebody's going to get a heck of a piece of glass here. And as soon as we'll wait for Lenore twice, final and last call. And it looks as though Deborah is going to walk away with that one. And thank you so much, Deborah, and congrats. At 22. This is amazing, Deborah. You're going to love it. And it is 24% lead crystal. Mind-blowingly beautiful. So that goes to Miss Deborah, and congratulations. Beautiful bottle. I know a lot of people. So we're going to skip on over. This is an apothecary jar, according to what I seen online. And there's Miss Dana. Welcome in, sweetie. Good to see you. So it's technically an apothecary jar. It is vintage. It has the lid that goes right on it. And this was stated as an apothecary jar. However, It can be anything you want it to be. So let me find it here. I'll come across that. Where is it at? I know it's on here somewhere. Jody got out of surgery. What's going on with Jody? Oh my goodness. I didn't know that. I hope she's okay. And she just put out the short. I saw it a second ago. Uh-oh. So, well, I hope she's okay. I'll tell you, we never know, do we? Nothing bad. She just had a knee operation. Okay. I know a lot of times that, it's kind of a thing where people have knee replacements and hip and stuff. Okay, this is a clear glass apothecary jar from the Wheaton Glass Company or Tiffin Glass. And these jars, they were used as store displays and for candy. And it's a little collectible item, possibly dating back to the 1960s. It has multiple uses that you can use it for. It doesn't. I didn't dream that this was an apothecary jar, but it's really a pretty one. It's an older one. Yeah, because I was thinking, oh my goodness, what happened to? So we're going to start this one at 12. It's a really nice one. So we're going to start that at $12. It's rather, it's a really neat one. You can tell, and Ginger said 12 because I think Ginger knows. So we have Ginger in at that $12 bid. And we're looking at approximately 12 and about quarter inches tall. And so Ginger's in at 12 and Ellie comes right back in at 14. Need to see 16 or better. It is something else. But that's the last thing I would have thought, that this was an apothecary. So we have Ginger in at that $16 bid. There's the details right there of how it's put together. There's your top. We have an 18 with Ginger was at 16, Ellie is at 18, and Ginger is out. Thank you, sweetheart, for your bid. So Ellie for that $18 bid. So we're going once to Ellie for that $18 bid. Going twice. Final and last call. Whoops. And it looks like Ellie's going to take that one. Congratulations, sweetie. I have to do this, or if it falls off, I'll be clueless. And congratulations, sweetie. This is an amazing piece, really. It's from back in the 60s. Let me set that over here with your other one and moving on. And if you thought that other one was fantastic, check that one out. We're talking high society, ladies. Jeanette. This one's special, guys. I'll show you some of the. Look at that. Now, is that not beautiful? Let me let the camera focus in. Oh my goodness. And here's your top, is just exquisite, just like the other one. There you go with all those things right there. You turn it over and it looks exactly like that. That is complete glass. There's no rubber or plastic around that. And check out that action. So let me show you the bottom without the lid. Thank you, Dana. It is spectacular. There's your bottom. That's a definite indicator of age. And there's your floral motif with kind of a frosted background. It is amazing, and I'll tell you all about it here in a minute. But first, we'll give you a measurement on it. Lenore's like, no, it's a stunner now. It really is. So from the top of the beautiful top, it's 12 inches tall. Actually, just a smidge over that. I know it's so beautiful. The top on that is just outrageously beautiful. You know, look at that. So let me look back in here because I'm going to give you more information because I know that that's what people want. And there's Frances. Welcome in, sweetie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's see. Now I know it was in here. Good to see you, Miss Frances. I bet Frances lives where it's nice and where the weather's warmer, and she's probably not expecting snow like we are, right? There it is. And thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Good to see all of you guys. Sure everyone is aware. It's about someone sent a message about the water aerobics at the Y. I used the warm pool. I was in the cold pool twice. I just couldn't. Sometimes I wonder if it's going to be as bad as they say. You know, Shell Bell, they do have a way of sensationalizing things. No one wants to be stranded. Oh my goodness. Oh dear me, guys, this is an expensive little baby right here. Because as I scroll through, oh my God. Now this one may start a little bit more, guys, because not only is it beautiful, let's see, description from seller. This is handcrafted in Yugoslavia, guys. Yugoslavia. So here we have decanter in mint condition from Yugoslavia, and it's 24% lead crystal. So let me look back on my list here. I'm going to have to start this one at 25, guys, because I just have to. I know it's a decanter, but it must be started at 25. From Yugoslavia. And you're not just getting, it's beautiful. Look at that. I mean, you don't see stuff like this. If someone collected decanters, it would be a beautiful one to collect. It is from Yugoslavia. That's why the price kind of denotes that. And that's really a good deal. It really is. As I look back at some of the specs on it. Okay, Deborah's a looking. It is really, really a gorgeous, and it is vintage, of course. I live in Ottawa oh my goodness, she lives in Canada. We had a snowstorm. More is on the way. It's supposed to be 40 Sunday. It's supposed to get down to negative digits here in Indiana. This is beautiful, guys. Hey, Chew, welcome in. Well, that's the way we feel when the hurricane season, but after last year in the category 4, where I stayed in the house and I left, I'll never do that again. I know it's very dangerous. Some people just don't want to really, all right, 16. Okay, this is a one-time only opportunity. We're going to drop the price to 22 on this beautiful bottle, but no cheaper. So we're going to buy it now at 22. Well, duh, it helps when you... It is a buy it now at $22. First one that puts that in there will be the winner. 22. I came down on it a little bit. Price drop. And this is really, it's really worth quite a bit according to what I'm looking at. Of course, are there some that's more spectacular, that's a little bit higher? But it's just a beautiful bottle. Blue light special price drop is going down. It's a beautiful, this is a wonderful opportunity to get something fantastic for that low 22. So, and there's your little motif right there of flowers. Really, really beautiful. So I don't see any interest. If anyone changes their mind, I will honor that $22 price. You can email me or whatever you want to do, but it will be here on its new owner. And thank you for the hearts. It is beautiful. I'm going to set it over here. That'll be coming back around too. So we'll put that right there. Okay, next. Shit. Space. Let me make sure I got this. I know this was oohed and awed at when I showed it, but look what we have here. And this does have some weight. You can throw water in the air and it freezes. I thought it was going to be better. So look at this vase. And listen to this is lead crystal. It's a beautiful vase. It's a big one. It's not white. And I'll bring it in so you can see it a little bit better. It's beautiful. It does have weight to it. And I'll tell you what this is. This is one of those, it's kind of in the fancy category. And there's a lot of vase here, just saying. So let's keep moving here. So think spring and think flowers. Excuse me. This is gorgeous, just saying. And like I say, I don't know what kind of weather we're gonna have, but it may cause a delay in getting to the post office, after it's sold because of our weather. Hopefully we don't get it, but I could try and film it, Bruce, but too cold. Yeah, I hear you. This is a Royal Gallery Crystal d'Arcs Durand. And this weighs over 7 pounds. The Joanna pattern was produced by Cristal d'Arcs from approximately 2000 to 2006. This is now a discontinued item, but it's Cristal d'Arcs Durand, and the name of it is Joanna. This is big, and it weighs over 7 pounds, but it is beautiful. Here's your bottom right there. Kind of looks like one of those prism deals. Okay, Bruce. And I'll give you a measurement on the height. It is tall and it is heavy. Beautiful vase if you like vases and so on and so forth. So it's in, and I know a lot of people had their eye on this. This is coming in at 12 inches tall. And like I said, it's a Royal Gallery or Cristal des Arts Durand. This one's got, let's see, what did I pay for this? And this one has to be 20, and you're getting 3 times the glass for that. And we'll start it at 20. Well, I'll start it at 22. I have to take that one back because it's that good. You know, the quality of it and where it comes from, and it's a discontinued item. It is big, it is heavy. I've seen them for some big prices. Oh, yes, Dana, that would be heavenly. Look at that. We're not whistling Dixie, and this is lead crystal in that. Beautiful lead crystal with the fan-like pattern on top of that. It's really a beautiful thing. However, it's heavy. I just looked at your snowstorm, Fern. You're going to have 4 days of snow, and I'll stop on Monday night. If you're lucky, it looks like a doozy. I think it's real. Oh my goodness. Isn't that beautiful? This is another item. If you hit somebody over the head, they'd be unconscious if they lived. But again, there's your bottom right there. A beautiful piece. There's that. So there's that beauty right there. Let me see. I'm going to put it where it won't block my internet. That would be bad. Let's see. Let me find another place for this. So if anyone is watching after the fact and you see something you want, still available. My email is in my description on my channel. And hello, Romel, welcome in. And if it's here, it's available, and just send me an email. So now we have some vintage scarves. Does everyone like scarves? So we're going to pull these out. I know that vintage scarves has sold in the past, and I have some. So it's good unless we lose power, but we have 3. It's a good thing to have those, you know. So I'm going to make this a lot of vintage scarves. How many we got here? 1, 2. Here's 3. I think these are the smaller versions. Yeah, Deborah, I'm going to have to, because I think the weather here is going to be coming in on tomorrow at 2, and it may get interesting. Maybe they're wrong and we only get about an inch, we hope. But you know, as far as it goes right now, it's 15 inches here, and oh gosh. And we do have a generator, and we do have a pellet stove that burns these little sawdust compressed pellets, so we won't be in here freezing. Good thing LA people learned after that last storm. You know what they say, never underestimate Mother Nature, right? So this is a scarf lot, and these are older. Yeah, and they changed it to, at first it started at 1.5 feet. Then they said 18 inches, and now it's down to 15. It's going to be like below 0, 5 below. So fun. Okay, this is, let me see. These are older ones, and I'll start this grouping at $12. If anyone have a wood stove and a generator. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh, I love a wood stove when you put wood in there and you hear the wood. Oh my God, I go to my mother-in-law's and I would be out like a light because it's so warm and you hear the fire crackling. Oh yeah. That's a good idea, Dana, because better to be prepared than not prepared. So I will start these at 12. And it's for all of them, by the way. So here we have the first one, and this one is by Anne Klein. It is kind of a silk type scarf here, and it does have her signature right there, Anne Klein. And it's like a light pink with some brown in it, and it's about that big. So there's the first one, an Anne Klein. Then we have this one. This one is by Bermel 100% nylon, made in Japan. And here's this one. This is the little, what do they call that? And this is an older scarf. And it is made in, it's a Bermel, made in Japan. So this is an older one. What do they call this pattern? I'm not for sure. Oh, paisley, I think they call it. Okay. And here's a paisley one, and here is the Bermel name right there. So there's that one. And these have been folded up for a little while. Paisley. I couldn't think of that for nothing. Then we have this one right here, which is kind of a longer type scarf. And let me see if it's marked. Let me see. It's an older one, but I see no markings on it. And that one looks like this. Let me back it up a little bit like that. And these are vintage ones. Say, we don't need no wimpy light scarf. We need the real deal. And I thought this one was really beautiful. And thank you for dropping those links. I appreciate it. Isn't it pretty? And there we have this one right here with the pink and the blue in it. And this is vintage. I see no, what do they call that? Finger rolled or whatever they call that I had to ask someone because I didn't know what it was. And this one is a rather large one. And these are older in real good vintage condition. Big one. I guess we can worry about the scarves in the spring. Back, Jen. I hope you had a nice dinner there. There's that. So there's 4. You get 4. There's 2 with this pattern right there. And here's the paisley. There's 3. And this one is a Bermel, which is signed right there. That's a Bermel. And this one is an Anne Klein. Let's see if I can. Let me see. Anne Klein is right. Well, if I can get it to cooperate. Anne Klein right there. And it's like a pink with a brownish like design on it. And they are all vintage. They're in real good shape. This one's silky right here. This one is a silky one. It's really a pretty one. I've got some more somewhere. I don't know where they're at, but I do have more. So I hope Bruce and Dennis don't get caught in a bad snowstorm. That'd be bad to be stranded out there, wouldn't it? So, since I know Deborah is in the audience out there, I'll put these over to the side. Debbie, my very willing to do things model. I am putting this one up, and I know Deborah's out there and she was interested. Okay, Lenore. So normally my hats do start at 25 a piece. Yeah, isn't that pretty? I don't know where I got this yarn. It could have been my mother-in-law's. And it's a very pretty hat. And these also someone that had. So this is a buy it now of 25. I think I sold two more to the other lady that bought the Newsboys cap, and I had a whole bag of vintage buttons. But Deborah, if you're out there and you want that, because I think Nancy wanted this too. So I wanted to, this is for Deborah, and if Deborah doesn't want it, we'll just open it up to anybody. So there's your colors. It is done in a different pattern, just right for those cold winter days that we're all going to have, I'm sure. And I did crochet this one. This is handmade. It's kind of like in a swirl type pattern right there. Of course, it has a lump in the back because Debbie's hair is like that. So there's the hat. If anyone is interested in that one, Elle lives in the Philippines, and don't we wish we had that kind of weather here starting tomorrow? But it is a pretty one. So if anyone is interested after the fact, my email is in the description of my channel. You can contact me anytime, and this will be yours. Thank you, Lenore. I'm going to put her back. Debbie is such a good model. She don't say anything, and you don't have to feed her or nothing. So she's a good one. Oh, I want to offer these. What do I do with that? That's the kind of model you want. One of them is sterling, and thank you for the hearts. And one of them is gold, or whatever the metal is. So everybody knows about the price of silver. And there's Roddy. Welcome in. Love the weather. Now here I just walked 10,000 steps. A single drop of sweat. Oh my goodness. So what I'm getting ready to do, where's my scale? There's my scale. So here's what I have a really old, I'll have to weigh it out. I finally found my scale downstairs so I can bring it up here. Ain't that always the way? And we know the price of silver, so someone, what in the world is that? Is going to be getting a great deal, and it's just a little odd lot of little spoons, and I think one of them's an olive fork, but it's gold plated. It may be more than gold plated, so let me see. Turn this on and get away. We're getting ready to sell a little ways in it. This is a very old pattern. It's 20.80 well 20.80 grams, and this is an old spoon, and this is going to go as a lot. That, I don't know how they let that get away. This is sterling, guys. I not only did, it's marked, it's probably a little hard to see, but it is sterling, and it's, back in the day, it's sterling silver. And it's right there. It's really hard to see because of the age of it. That's sterling. I don't know how they let that pass. And this one here is, I think it's an olive fork, and it says, but this is gold over top of this, and we all know. So this is, oh my goodness. Let me turn it the right direction. It says, man, I must be blind. It says stainless Japan, but it does have it has gold over top of it. It really does. And needs to be cleaned, but this is what that looks like. Isn't that beautiful? And it's a little olive fork, but that is gold over that. So there's that one. Then we have this one here, which is it has some kind of mark on it, which I can't identify what it is. And it looks like one of those Democrat spoons. You're like, boo, we don't want that. But this is made in Japan as well. It's not sterling. It says Missouri. And it's got this little symbol. It says Japan. We all know what silver's worth. It says Japan. It looks like a boat above it. So this is all going together because I've had it for a while and I got a good price on it. One sterling silver, very vintage, like 1800 spoon. And as you can see, I did not clean any patina on it whatsoever. And there's the back of it. There is sterling written on it in cursive writing, and I don't know how they let that get away. And it is sterling, I guarantee. Scoured over it. So now we're talking about price. Yeah, there's the sterling mark right there. So days, and I'm going to put all three of them up. Hey, Leslie, welcome in, sweetie. They're all three going up, and one sterling and one is gold over. And it's good to see you, Leslie. And Leslie said, why are you keep doing that? So I'm going to put up the sterling silver spoon with the probably 1890s. And there you have it, right? Look at the design on that. That is really old. You know, I mean, I could have had it melted, but I didn't want to. And then you're getting the little olive fork that looks like this, stainless steel. That is gold over, guys. And I'm getting ready to do something really crazy, but I know what I paid for them. And I'm going to start all three of these. This says Japan, and it's got a sailboat on it. I don't know if I can show it to you or not. But right there, and they're all three going. And I'm going to start all three of them, even the sterling silver one. You'll get that too. And I'm going to start it at bid of 25. And we know what silver's like, guys. You're going to get all three of them. One of them is gold, has gold over it. I guess I can hit the darn thing. This has gold. Look at how beautiful that is. It's gold over. It's stainless steel with the gold over top, and you can tell that's what it is. Then you have the sterling silver spoon. If you want, I mean, if you think about the prices of silver, and that's a very old spoon right there, and it is silver. And then you get this one right here with the little ship symbol on it right there. And you're like, gee, that sounds kind of high, but you know, silver is selling for quite a bit at this time. I don't want to lose my paperwork. I mean, I don't feel like I should sell it for any less because I've got a bag over here that's full of sterling silver that needs to be melted, and there it is. And I hate to melt it, but I will throw it in there if I have to. So there's that, because this is a whole bag. We got a beautiful bracelet and a bunch of silver right there, and I'm probably going to have it melted. No one wants it because it is sterling. I only have one, right? So those will be available. It's a pretty good deal, I thought. So I'll put them over there in the melt pile. Let's see. We'll bring this up. This is this thing is super decked out. Let me find my little Jeep doodad here. Let me remove this. I can't. These stickers really stick pretty tight. You couldn't really, the only thing you could do with that spoon is have a pendant made out of it, because the way it is made, it would not ring, because it just wouldn't. There's not enough. I thought about that because that's a really old one. Get this off of here. I need something called stickless so I can use it on this. I cannot get that. Where's the? I don't want to mess it up. So if anyone is watching this after the fact and you might be interested in anything that did not sell, you may contact me at my email that is on my YouTube channel in description if you would like. Good Lord. Off these things, I usually use alcohol because it eats the adhesive and it's easier to remove. So check this out. Look at that. Let me douse that light. Oh, this is a beautiful. Let's see down. On the bottom. In a while since I threw this, so I will take another one. But it's absolutely vintage. And let me take a picture. What is my phone? Yeah, like I said, the weather could delay the mailing process. Even though I live really close to the post office, it's still kind of dangerous to be out there if it's really bad. I guess we're due some bad weather, right? Oh, for Petey's sake. All right, let's go back to the camera. But this is one of those good Lord, fancy bowls that you just don't see very often. I will tell you what it is. And here is your inside and how that completely fans out. And I'll tell you what this is. And thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Not me. No way. I'll be inside where it's nice and toasty. I hope we don't lose our electricity. No, I don't go out if I think there's a danger. Internet, come on. You see, image no longer available. Let's see. Let's try that again. Okay, this is an antique American Brilliant period cut glass bowl featuring deep cuts with The American Brilliant period generally dates from 1880 to 1920. And this is probably a lead crystal with a Hob star pattern. And let's see here. Holy cow. You ought to see the prices on. I may hold this out because there is no way. Bohemian Hobstar. Let's see. It's an antique, is what it is. Very choppy here. I know it could be my weather because there may be a lot of moisture in the air, and I'm hooked directly to the router with a cord into the side of this laptop. So it could be the weather. I'm sorry that it's like that. But yeah, this is an antique right here. Thank goodness it wasn't over there when the other one got broke, right? So let's see. As I'm looking, all the prices are all over the board here. One of them sold for $437, so maybe I should dispense with this until I may put that back because I don't want to let go of something that's an antique that's selling for major dollars online. Okay, let's keep going. Let's do the pink. There's one. Where's my other? Duh, it's right in front of me. So next up, we're going to bypass that because that's an antique. It's like a crystal fruit bowl, and I'm looking at $437. So is it fine? I hope so, guys. This has been one trip. Let me make sure we're plugged in. Next up, as heard from Lady A, does anyone know? I brought her up, Francis and Bruce's chat, and they emailed her and they said they hadn't heard anything from her. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Virginia. So hopefully she's okay. I remember asking about her the other night when you just never know, guys. Let's move on. Now, I only have two of them, but they are fantastic. They are a pink. I know they look peach, but they are a pink and they are vintage. And I only have two of them, but they are really amazing, amazing pieces of vintage glass. And I have two of them. And I'll tell you what they are. Well, I hope she's okay. Yeah, we should keep her in our prayers because, a lot of times we just never know when someone's really, really ill. When you don't see them, something's not quite right. So, what we have here, not only are they beautiful, they're colors, me and my pink. Let's see here. All right, oh, there it is. So, what this is this is Indiana Glass Company Recollection Pink or Madrid Water Goblet associated with depression glass. And when you find pink depression glass, it typically holds around 10 to 12 ounces. So with that being said, I believe it's depression glass. And when you see it in pink, I wish I could have gotten more. So I have two of them, and I'll start both of them we'll start bid these at 15 for the set of them. I know there's only two, but that's all I could get. And they are water goblets. They are beautiful. And I'll give you a measurement on them. More than likely depression glass. So one of them's coming right in at about 6.75 inches tall. There are a pair, and they are beautiful. I know they look kind of peach, but they are definitely pink. Let me rear it back a little bit. See, let me put something white behind it. Now you can see more of that beautiful pink that's going on in there. And that is a gorgeous pink. So there's those. Water. Let me get a drink of water. Let's see, I haven't seen her run. We should keep her. Yeah, because I haven't, she was really out there, quite a bit. We'd see her in a lot of places. Okay, set this. I have these, and I have 6 of them, and they're like a vintage Libby green. Up again and make sure they're like a kind of a green. I know they look blue in the camera, and I know they're like a kind of like a forest green type thing. Let me find it here. Let's see. And there are a set of 6 of these. Let me find it. Must be toward the beginning. They got too many things in here. Let's see. There they are. So what we have here is and they are approximately, I'll give you a measurement on them. They're approximately about a 7¼ inches tall. And what this is a vintage Libby juniper green stemmed wine glass. And there is Minnie. Welcome in, sweetheart. Good to see you. And there are 6 of them. And they range in different prices, but these are a really pretty green, juniper to be exact. There are 6 of them in mint condition, and we will start. It's good to see you. Many, are you bracing for the snow that's coming? And we're going to start these at, we'll start the whole set at $12, which is a good deal. $2 a piece for basically for vintage Libby juniper green wine glasses. A lot of people do like that colored glass, and there are 6 of them, and they're mid-century. So there's that one. Really, really nice, kind of a, there's your bottom, but they are Libby. Really pretty if you like to add a little color to things, and this is the way you would do it. So there's those. Get me a drink of water. I've been talking too much. So we're going to move on. If anyone is interested later and they are watching this video, if you're interested, you can contact me on at my email that is in my description on my YouTube page. So there's that one. Let's move forward. Let's see here. Next up, we have this gorgeous milk glass. It's like a compote, is what it is. And let me get that. I know some people do collect milk glass, and it was a rather large piece. So I tell tell you. And thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I know there's lots of auctions going on tonight for sure. Let me get this off of here. Good enough. So we have this beautiful felt glass. It's hard to see it because it does have a great, I don't know. So there we go. As you grapes pattern, it is on like a pedestal. Here's the bottom of it. And we'll start this one. Let me give you a measurement on it. We'll start this one at, let's see, we'll start this one at 15 because it's big. And let's start bid 15. Bid 15. It's really, I mean, this is nice stuff going out of here, guys. So I'll give you a measurement and I'll give you a little more information about it. Let's go across the top. It is, move that over. It is approximately about 9 inches across with a depth of 4.5 inches. And I'll give you some information on it. If I can find it. Here we go. But I've got a Princess House set labeled Fantasia that it's pretty spectacular, just saying. Let me look. Here it is. But it is rather large. It is on a pedestal. There are grapes. It's hard to show because it's white. If I put the light on, it'll drown it out even more. So let's give that a quick. I think the weather is affecting things because nothing, when I Google something, usually it works pretty fast. Not this time. This is a vintage Anchor Hawking white milk glass paneled octagonal pedestal fruit bowl with a raised grape and leaf pattern. The item is estimated to be from 1960s or 1970s. It typically measures around 9 inches in diameter and 5.5 inches tall. And this one's a big one. It's like a fruit bowl. And Minnie said 15. I know Minnie she does have some milk glass items. So I see Minnie in at that 15. Turn the light on, it's too bright. But it does have 8 panels and it is a grape motif. White does not show too good on camera. So I see, thank you, Francis. I see Minnie in for that $15 bid. So I do not see any other interest in this. So we're going to start calling this down for Miss Minnie. And it's good to see you, Minnie. And if you get snow, stay safe because it could get pretty ugly out there. So we're going to start calling this down for once to Minnie for that $15 bid. Going twice. Final and last call. And we are sold to Miss Minnie. That's a nice one, too. It's Anchor Hawking. I've never had an Anchor Hawking milk glass piece ever. Congratulations, sweetheart. This is a first for me. Congratulations. And we'll just place that right in this box. Okay, guys, this is something that, let me find that. What I'm going to bring out is called, it's Princess House, and it's very collectible. And as I looked up I've got three of the plates, but I think they're more used for serving. And these are Princess House. Let's get one of each to show you. And like I was saying, when I looked up this brand, one of these plates that I've got sold for 125. And I don't know how many she had. She sold them for 100 one plate. But I'm not going to sell them like that, but just letting you know the rarity of these beautiful plates. And I'll show you an example of each piece. This was the plate that sold for $125 a pop, and that's no exaggeration. That is not a sitting there in the store comp. That's a sold comp, so it's not like it's, I don't know how many she sold, but this, I'll tell you what this is. And I have I've got 4 coffee mugs, 3 teacups, 6 saucers or dessert plates, and 3 of the plates. Is there a bad connection? I don't know, Lenore. It's plugged directly to the modem. I don't know if it's the weather because I can't. My screen doesn't look bad, so I really don't know. Let's see. It's plugged in unless it's the weather. I don't know. It's plugged directly into the modem. I don't know, Lenore, unless unless it has to do with the weather. Now, on my end, I don't see any interference, but that's not to say there isn't. So hopefully, I hate to have a bad, thank you, Lenore. I hate to have a bad, not look. Thanks. So here we go. And I was really shocked, but I do have 3 of using the primary URL. Send one stream to well, that's weird. More than ingestion is using primary URL. Send one stream to the primary URL in one stream. That doesn't make any sense. It's saying something across the screen that I really don't understand what it says. Well, that's weird. I don't know what it means by that. Love you, Mama Chola. I don't know what's going on. It says more than one ingestion is using the primary URL. I'm not even in the chat. Well, I'll be darned. Let me see here, guys. Talk about a bad. Let's see. It says something at the top. One ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion. I don't know, guys. I may have to end this because there's something why it's doing it. It doesn't make any sense. More than one ingestion is using primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion. That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? Can you guys hear me? Because there's a thing going across the top of the screen. What do they mean by ingestion? That doesn't make any sense. Is using someone else's online is what it is. I wonder if my daughter is on her computer because I don't understand what that means. Let's see. Now that